My name is Judy Keene, and my husband Richard was here on 9/11 in the Tower 1. He came to work that morning he was coming here really just for a meeting. He worked in Hartford, where we live, or outside of Hartford, and he was here for a meeting with Marsh McLennan. He very often did come to the World Trade Center, and he loved it, loved the excitement of it. That day I was working in Waterbury, Connecticut as a nurse consultant, and I arrived and I was deep in the work. And I heard a patient in the next room yelling, "Oh my God, oh my God." And she was pointing to the television, and there was a tall building in New York, I didn't know what building, that had a plane hanging out of it and flame and smoke. And meanwhile, I had called my husband a couple of times, and it was very unusual for him not to respond to me right away. So when I got to the next meeting, I actually called my home phone to see if he had called that phone instead of the cell phone. There were 11 messages. Most of them were from family members wondering where he was that day because they wanted to know, was he on one of the planes? The last message was from his office manager, and she said, "Call me right away." And I could tell by the urgency in her tone that I should do that. So I called, and she did tell me that he had been on the 99th floor of Tower 1. So at that point, I decided that I really needed to contact all of my 5 boys who were in Boston, Rhode Island, Hartford, all over the place. And so I called them. I said, you know, I don't know what to tell you, but Dad was in the building today. I think I need you here. My kids came down and put up posters, as many as they could fit, all over Manhattan, lower Manhattan, because what was happening was everybody else was doing the same thing. So any surface that didn't move had posters on it. And about a week went by, and then I gathered the boys again, you know, in the family room that morning about a week later, and I said, you know, it may be a while before we hear anything for sure. About 6 months later, on a very dark, dreary, rainy, snowy day, the front doorbell rang, and the chief of police was there with another officer, and I knew immediately why they were there. He had tears coming down his face, and it was confirmation that they had found a small shard of bone, and because my kids had given DNA evidence, they could identify that Dick had in fact been here and had died. Now, I don't want to leave you on a sad note. I want to leave you on a happier note. Right after 9/11, family and friends decided that we were going to create a sports center in town, not just in memory of Dick, but he loved sports and loved playing sports with the kids, and there were never enough gyms in town. So we decided to create a 9/11 Memorial Sports Center in our community of Wethersfield, Connecticut. And today, there are kids there all the time, every day, all day, who were not even born, like these little ones. They weren't even born at the time of 9/11. These pictures show that it's a joyful place, and that's what is my joy today. So thank you very much for being here. My husband's name is Richard Keene. He's on panel 15. And there is a little tradition, I'm told. If you dampen your hands in the water underneath and then touch the name, it makes a special connection.